Oh, we're live.
Hey.
Are we? I don't know, actually. Hello.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I guess I do. End of that bit. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 118th episode of Death Battle Cast.
Woo.
We've been doing this for way too fucking long, guys.
How many have you been on?
119. That's not how math works.
I was dead ass confused.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Death Battle Cast. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle. I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
I'm Chad. I voice Boomstick.
I'm Tori. I'm the voice of Chase and Genlock.
I'm Sam. I'm also the voice of Chase.
The evil one.
God, spoilers.
Jeez.
They don't even know what that means. Go watch Genlock. Season finale.
He just ruined everything.
Yeah, go watch the show.
Jeez.
Ruin anything.
And yes, so Death Battle Cast, episode 118. We're here to talk about Death Battle, I guess.
Yeah,
sure.
This is
I
Death
don't know.
Battle Cast.
I'm really fucking tired, guys.
I am so tired.
Why are you guys tired?
Well, I was playing Apex last night, and I was like, and I had my moment where I was like, I'm gonna be a responsible adult. It's like 1 a.m.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to bed, and so I can get just enough sleep to not be like dead tired tomorrow. At that moment, we're finishing a game, and then Sam pops into the channel, and he's been drinking a little bit, and he's just like, "Yo, let's play games," and I'm just like,
Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's how it usually goes.
and so then we played, I don't know, for a while. It was a long time.
I did the
I'm
same
really
thing.
tired.
I was about to turn the game off, and someone messaged me like, "Hey, you want to play DBZ?" I was like, "All right, man. I got like a first to whatever. Like, I got to get out of here." I played with that guy for 3 additional hours. Like, just this same guy. It was like 100 games.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Ben, why are you tired?
Well, a legitimate excuse. I just couldn't get to sleep. I had
Oh,
insomnia. So, you know, I wasn't up late playing games
You should have been.
when I
Should've
should have
been.
been.
It'll tire you out real
Yeah,
good.
I probably should have been up playing games at that rate. That way I could have actually used that time for something other than just sitting there staring at the ceiling,
That's the bad. That's
contemplating
the
life.
worst. When
You know
lay
what
in bed,
has
you're
really
like,
helped me with that, Ben? Legitimately. Audiobooks.
I was going to say drugs.
I mean, that works too. But
I thought he was going to say drinking.
Yeah, that works too.
Because, like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
that
I
works.
ended up doing.
Yeah,
Just
did
chugging
you
on
really?
the
Yeah.
wine.
Combine
Ben,
the
I just
three.
picture Ben getting pissed off. He's just staring at something and he's like, fuck this. And he just stands up and just chugs
It's
a
like
bottle of
3:30
wine.
in the morning. I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, so I just busted out some wine.
That's
Please
the way
tell
to
me.
go.
Was
That's
it a
pretty
box? Was it box wine?
No, no, I had a bottle of some.
Picture you just laying there staring at the ceiling.
Was that Blue
and then
Apron
a
wine?
bottle comes over.
The Blue Apron wine, which today we are sponsored by RTX.
Yay!
We'll tell you more about it later, but
Yes.
you should go to it.
But yeah, we'll all be RTX. It's
No,
gonna
but
be awesome.
legitimately, Ben, audiobooks have really helped that. Like, if I can't sleep, I just pop one earbud in, and then
I've never tried that.
Also, like the Audible app.
See,
this
I
is
don't
not an
think-
Audible sponsor thing, but I do use the shit out
The
of it.
sound keeps
And,
me
like-
up though. Like I
Well-
can't. Like someone's reading to me, then I have to be attentive and listen to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then
whenever I'm listening to a story or watching a movie or something, like maybe it's the completionist attitude in me, but like I can't just like stop. Like
Really?
I need to finish something.
well, when you got a book that's like 60 hours, like
Yeah, so that I mean I tend to try to not read long books because I'm gonna end up staying up the entire
That's
night trying to
crazy.
finish it. That's just how I work.
I'm with Ben on that one. That's why whenever if I fall asleep and I have a TV on, it's usually something I've seen it doesn't.
No, it wasn't.
It's like I'll watch a show I already know, and it's like I don't care about. I fell asleep mystery episodes. Like I've seen the show
Or
like 4 times. I don't
That
care.
might work. I just
Fine.
throw on some Parks and Rec or something like that.
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah.
here's what you do. You can preview books on Audible before. You go find a book that you're mildly interested in, but it has the most monotone fucking narrator. Holy shit! I can give
That
you
would
one.
probably
I can
do
give
it.
you one right now. There's a book called it's the Children of Húrin, and it's one of Tolkien's books. It's basically if Romeo and Juliet met Old Boy.
Okay.
Written by Tolkien in a fantasy setting.
boy.
But it's narrated by Christopher Lee. And it's holy shit, dude. Because he's this is when Christopher Lee is on death's door. And it is just and there's so much Tolkien mythology. Because of course he's not going to be we're not going to get right into the story. First, I'm going to tell you that this
He's
person.
got a cool voice though.
Yeah, but He's like, first I'm going to tell you about how this person was descended from this person, who's descended from this person, who's descended from
This
this person.
sounds like this will put me to sleep.
Oh, dude, it'll put you right out.
It sounds like if
I'm
either
already going down. Like, shit.
either that or I'm just like I don't know. I'm just boring. I mean, it sounds cool though.
Anyway,
Let's do some soft
oh,
music.
you got to bring it up?
Oh, yeah. I got
Let's do
it.
some
Oh,
soft
yeah, I have it
music.
downloaded
Go to
on my phone.
Spotify and put on Sleepy Time playlist.
Oh fuck yeah! I
You
rock
out.
those
There we go.
a lot,
That's
too.
probably
Yeah.
what I
You
need
out.
to do.
Yeah,
My only
that's what I
problem
need
with
to do.
Spotify is that I wish it did the Netflix. Like if I go to sleep listening to Spotify, I wish it did the Netflix thing where it'll stop and be
Yeah,
like, "Are
nah, it goes all
you
night.
still watching?"
Well, the worst thing
Anyway,
is like
Audible has a sleep timer. You can set 10, 5, 15, 30, whatever you want.
you get the Spotify sleepy times, right? And then like it thinks you're just really into that music, and then so like I was using it like every night, and then the next like whole month it was just like,
Yeah.
here's the new jams for you this week. Peaceful piano lullaby. And I'm like, God damn it, I want to listen to this. Like I'm on my
Yeah.
drive to work, and it's just like
That helped me out, and then just like I just get up and play a game, just go into it, or I watch something on Netflix, something I wouldn't normally watch, and
Well,
like a season or something. And it
Here's what we're going to do.
season. You just
I'm going
mash
to
out a whole
try
season.
all of these methods at once.
once.
And then next week, I will update you on whether or not it works.
I picture he's got like a box wine strapped to his back with a straw that goes into his mouth, and he's playing a game while listening to the audiobook and shit. It's going to be great.
I'm watching a movie and a TV show.
Yeah, one earbud for audiobook, the other for Spotify sleepy time.
You fall asleep and
feel-
just all this stuff laying around you. Like, what happened here?
I feel like you could also just go to a doctor and be like, I have trouble sleeping. And
That's
they'd
probably the best, idea. Anyway, we're
Or
not
some
here to talk
melatonin.
about insomnia. We're here to talk about Death Battle. Specifically, we've got our first 3D episode of the year airing next week. Black Widow versus Widowmaker.
Nice.
The Widow fight. Widow Square.
Widow square.
Widow.
What?
I
It's
cannot.
Like Suda-Wuda.
I love that Pokemon because of its name.
Yeah, well, that's the only reason I like him,
It's not like a particular like powerful Pokemon or interesting one. I just love when that came on like back in the day and it came on TV. I fucking lost my shit.
Sudowoodo was the first
Sudowoodo's dope.
Pokemon that I looked at and
Sudowoodo.
started being like, well, that's kind of a dumb idea for a Pokemon. It's just a stick.
What? Yeah.
Hold on. And then many others came after.
The
and
thing
was
that
like,
I
never mind.
appreciate about
It's like a tree, though.
Sudowoodo is that
Yeah, it's like a cool tree.
But it's not actually a grass
its
Pokemon.
bark is worse than its bite. Because it's a tree with bark, you know?
But the Sudowoodo is pretty good. Like,
Fucking throw shit
what
in
was
the
it like?
set. That's how you
It's
get
like a
water on
grass
it.
fighting.
Didn't it have like it's a rock type? Didn't it have like a
Yeah.
super high pitched voice too? Like
Yeah.
Sudowoodo
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I love Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo.
I got like a holographic card of Sudowoodo. That was the only card I had.
Wow.
Cause I just thought his name was funny. Like,
Wait, you ready to play some Pokemon? Just
Like,
drop one
Sudowoodo.
card.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Check out my Sudowoodo.
And play the games, and then I caught a Sudowoodo and a ferret. That was my
Why
team.
doesn't he like
And a ferret?
evolve into
Yeah.
like a
Ferret was cool. I taught it everything.
Kudo.
What? Sorry.
He should evolve to like Sudowoodo Kudo.
Yeah, that would have
Shoulda,
been.
woulda,
That's
coulda,
too
woulda,
clever.
woulda,
That's
coulda.
too clever for them.
I
What
don't
does
know what they're
Sudowoodo
on
evolve
about.
into?
Stop with your shit.
Nothing.
God damn,
Why is there a
Chad.
gun on the table?
I don't know, but I appreciate that I didn't know if it was loaded, but it was. It was ready to go.
Wait a minute. Sudowoodo isn't evolving into anything.
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
What? No. They even gave Pokemon that don't evolve forms later. Like they gave Pikachu a pre-evolve. They can give Sudowoodo something.
Yeah,
evolved.
He
Yeah,
has to evolve
yeah,
into
but he
something
means
by
they
now.
made a
Look it up.
Pichu.
He has to evolve into something by
It
now.
doesn't. I
What,
promise
Sudowoodo-
you.
Why do they even make trash Pokemon? Like,
Sudowoodo is like a plot device Pokemon, kind of like Snorlax was in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta get cut.
Where
Right,
like
or you gotta fight him.
But then
no, you gotta get.
But then they made a baby Snorlax.
You don't, you don't cut him
Sudowoodos?
down. You don't cut him down.
I'm trying to
You have to
remember.
wake him up.
He
Fucked
blocks. He blocks the damn path, and you got to do something.
Oh,
with it.
you water him. I think that's what it is. You get
Really?
like a watering pail and it wakes him up. I think that's what it is. That might be another one.
I don't know. I think I remember just cutting his ass and then fighting him.
Whoa.
Like,
Jesus.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't remember specifically.
But okay, so the
but-
Snorlax, they made a baby Snorlax. He has a pre-evolve form.
listen,
Oh,
you
there's
can
like a
go
snore?
write your email to Game
think so.
Freak
I don't know.
and tell him why Sudowoodo needs an evolve form. We can't fix it for you.
Man.
They can if you want.
to make
He was
Sudowoodo
whooping
Kudo?
people's
I
ass
don't
too.
think they care.
With those fucking ball trees, he was whooping people's ass. Rock break, ah.
Okay.
All
What else
right.
do we have to talk
This
about?
episode's gonna be
Well-
off the rails.
We have to talk about, as I was trying to talk about, Widow Squared. So normally, the week before an episode Death Battle comes out, we we show you guys a short little preview of the fight. We're not doing that this week. Instead, we're actually showing a good chunk of the fight at South by Southwest this weekend.
But don't worry, if you can't go, you can watch it live.
Well, I was getting to that.
I know. I'm backing you up. I'm taking it.
Hang on. Let me bring up the information. So at South by Southwest this weekend, we'll be showing the first, I believe, 3 minutes of a pretty lengthy
It's long,
fight.
yeah.
At the Gaming Awards ceremony. This is Saturday, March 16th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. If you aren't going to South by, that's fine. They are streaming it on both Twitch and Mixer, so you can just check out the South by Southwest Gaming Twitch, or they're the South by Southwest Gaming Twitter to keep tabs on that. And yeah, check out the stream. We'll be showing a full 3 minutes of this fight, and it gets crazy. Like, I'm so excited about this fight. Torrian, you actually even kind of came back for a bit to help out, right?
Yeah, Ben, what's your favorite superpower?
Why does this have anything? This has nothing to do with anything.
I just want to know, because you come across so many.
His favorite superpower is probably trying to keep podcasts on track.
That's the power I wish I
bad
had
at it.
right now.
You're bad at
Well, he
it.
doesn't have the superpower.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to be bad because I have a bunch of people specifically trying
I like
to ruin the
mainly
show.
I like when Virgil cuts through dimensions to teleport. It's pretty cool.
Why are you trying to hide your
What the
gun?
hell are you talking about?
The superpowers. Yeah, I came back for this fight to help.
Jesus Christ. He's been playing too much Devil May Cry.
Oh shit! That gave me.
Why did I do that?
How
I
is
should have
it?
known
How
better.
is it?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna work. Wait. I'm gonna work. I came back to help on Widow after Genlock. Genlock's pretty cool, and I came to help do some Black Widow stuff. So you'll see some of my animation. Great. Answer your question. Devil May Cry is fucking awesome. It's probably the best action game ever made.
That good.
For real. You should. Oh, you couldn't sleep. You should play Devil May Cry
with both hands to deliver how good this game is.
You should play Devil May. I'll let you borrow it because I have a hard copy.
I will borrow it.
Yeah.
And never give it back so that we never have this happen again.
Well, now he's not gonna let you.
I mean, but I've already played it, and this will always happen.
Shit.
I thought about bringing Max on because he's been playing it too, but Max
so
is
good.
also really enjoying it. So then this time they can be on the same side.
It's so good. It's so good. I just wish there was one more environment.
What's so good about it? Is it just does it feel just like a really good Devil May Cry, or did they change the whole mold?
They've changed a lot, but still maintain what makes that series so great, right? Mm-hmm. So when as that series was developing from 1, 3, and 4, those games progressively just got better, right? 3 is probably arguably the best one. So you're like, man, what could they do to not only push the series forward after 10 years, but still kind of stick to the foundation that make it so great. And he just fucking knocked it out of the park. This game gives you so much. It is when you think of the word video game or just playing video games in general, this fucking game should be the picture of the goddamn. It is video games. It is the most video game I've ever played. I like MOBAs, but I got to think about it. I like RPGs, but I got to manage my fucking inventory and all this other stupid shit. I like shooters, but I got to be laser focused and have quick reactions and all this other shit.
This really hits that ADD. That ADD.
This fucking game is you want to pick up a controller and hit buttons and look cool and feel cool and sound cool. This is the fucking game for you. It's so fucking good, and it looks good, and it sounds good, and it just feels like you just have this freedom. He's here's these 3 characters, all these crazy styles. Dante has fucking 12 weapons, and they all have different forms. So if you want to be that fucking guy and go extreme, and I'm just the best at everything, you can do that. If you want your anime protagonist and a hero, you want to feel with them, you got you some Nero. If you cool and edgy and you want to be in some demon shit, you got Virgil and V. You want to be sexy too? You got Nico. She's a cool mechanic, and she's cool, and she's painfully southern. It's man,
Painfully southern.
but she's a cool gunsmith, and she makes all these cool arms. It is just batshit. concept the cutscenes is the directors and everybody with toys and stuff, and they're filming the ideas like on sticks and shit. Yeah, and they're like playing in the studio, like filming and concepting these things. Like it's just a fucking. It's like fun, man, and I feel like games these past few years, they're just a lot of them are fun, but it's just like a fucking chore sometimes. Like it's so hard to kind of like get in games.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. A lot of games, it's like the focus was to make this experience or to tell this story.
Yeah.
Or to like, having fun was the second thought. They were like,
yeah,
we need to tell this story and like have this emotional impact. And then, like, it's a video game, so it'll be fun. It's like, it's there, but it's not the focus.
Devil May Cry is like a video game first and all this other shit later. Like,
somebody was like, I saw some things online that people were complaining that it was too silly. And it's like, what do you fucking expect? It's Devil May Cry, the first game you fought while holding a pizza.
Yeah.
Like,
like
you also pulled your, okay, that's the third one. I was like, because the first one is pretty fucking serious. You, like, pull yourself
is
after
that the
being
third one where you
stabbed.
fought the
Like,
pizza?
It got progressively crazier and crazier as it went on. Because originally it was like supposed to be a Resident Evil spinoff, right?
Yeah, so Devil May Cry 1 was supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it kind of still had some of those elements in there of a more serious story, but
I don't know. I thought that was one.
there was like you're swinging a sword around and jumping 50 feet.
Devil
in the
May
air.
Cry
Let's
1
go
was
crazy
also
with it.
like that Matrix era. So a lot of it's goofy, campy lines, and he's like super cool and all this other stuff. But I don't know, man.
Edge factor.
It is the series that I think of when I just think of video games, right? There's tons of video games, but like when it's like, man, if somebody under a rock somewhere asked you what a video game was, I'd probably show them Devil May Cry.
What, not Kingdom Hearts?
Fuck no. Fuck that. Oh, so I do have one gripe with Devil May Cry, right? And it's sort of similar to Kingdom Hearts. Lady and Trish. And Devil May Cry 3, Lady's just this badass normal human who's like shooting Dante in the face. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm killing demons. She's doing
Is this another Riku rant?
doing the splits, right? Lady's cool. Trish, she kind of tries to kill you in the first game, but then she's cool now, and she gets your dad's sword, and she's badass, shooting lightning flying around and shit or whatever.
Did they Kyrie one?
They don't do shit in this game.
They got Kyrie.
They don't do. They got Kyried, and they got naked. It'd been weird if Kyrie was naked as a young child, but in this game,
whoa, wait.
So we don't. I'm so glad they didn't do that because Square Enix, you probably would have been canceled. But
Trish and Lady got naked in this one?
Trish and Lady get naked. That's literally all they do.
So, but there is tatties?
No, they cover it up. They weren't even balls enough to fucking show them.
Bullshit.
They weren't even balls enough to show them.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that to
Like
the characters,
you fucking neuter these characters.
I like that Sam was like, well,
And
maybe. Oh, wait, they don't even show it? Yeah, that's a very, very
you like
upfront to
neuter
their
these
characters as
characters and bog them down to
Wait,
like.
why did they get naked?
So like
Spoilers.
So no, whatever. So the bad guy you're fighting beats Dante and friends, like beats Dante, Trish, and Lady, and he captures Lady and Trish and turns them into bosses. So when you beat the bosses, they're like inside the boss, like a cocoon type thing, and they're just naked afterwards.
Okay.
But they don't fucking do shit. Lady was super cool. Trish was extra cool. She's in the anime flying around. They fight each other in the anime.
They straight up turn them into damsels in distress.
Yeah. And
that's pretty
I'm
cool.
like, what the fuck? But then
2019. Come on.
But then, like at the end of the game, Morrison shows up. The guy who like gives you your
Spoilers.
mission. This is not a spoiler.
Okay.
He shows.
You just start with at the end of the
I know,
game.
and so I was just like, well, I mean, all right.
Not a spoiler.
They hint that there'll be more with them later, like DLC or something. So because in Devil May Cry 2, you do get to play with Trish at the end.
Yeah.
And I think you get to play with Lady at some point.
They
in Devil May
hint
Cry
that
3.
they'll be in the next Dead or Alive volleyball game.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is.
that's
Not
like
even
my
the
one
same.
gripe,
God, it is
and
the
maybe
same.
one more environment. All the environments are good. Don't get me wrong. Just one more, something radically different. I don't know, but other than that, it's like probably the best game I've ever played.
okay.
Death Battle Cast brought to you by Devil May Cry 5.
Apparently.
Check it out.
Hey.
There's
We
stores
just talked
everywhere.
about
Do we still get a
20
sign?
minutes.
It's behind the TV.
Now Capcom owes us money.
I mean, we're just gonna change this entire logo to just Devil May Cry, right?
No,
Welcome
we
to
have
the
the
Devil May Cry cast.
We have the Devil May Cry sign.
Devil May Cast. Come
Devil
on,
May
dude.
Cast. Goddamn. I
It
don't
is
know.
hung back there.
Whatever.
It's hung back there, Torian. I
Yeah.
can see it.
What
Okay.
sign?
Thank you.
There's a
We have the
sign.
Devil May
Thank you.
Cry sign, like the
What?
neon sign.
Why? What?
Really?
Oh, is that what the chain is?
Are you serious? I saw the chain, but I didn't know.
Really big over here.
Well,
Yeah.
What?
screw it. Let's turn this.
Lift it.
Let's turn this thing around.
Or just lift it.
Oh, it's big.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
Hang on, it's coming. And you're not gonna see it on. Wait, yeah, you'll see it on camera.
Lift it up. There we go.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Yeah. How do we get that?
They sent it to us.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. Now we gotta hang it.
We're open for business, Devil May Cry.
Oh, what's going on? All right.
Open for business.
Set it down right here. Set it down right here, Ben.
I don't want to drop
No.
it.
Okay.
No, that's neon. That shit's expensive.
Yep.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I want to hang it out there.
I
So
was
when
not
people walk into
expecting
our
that.
office, is this Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
Like that's our recording light. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Devil May Cry light is on, we're filming.
Oh, that'd be dope, actually.
We could do it.
filming the Death Metal cast or Devil May Cast, whatever. All right,
Devil May Cast?
Yeah.
let's get away from this.
Oh.
No more
Hey,
Devil May Cast. Welcome
If
back to
you
the Death
want to
Metal
get
cast.
away from stuff, then you can come out to RTX.
Smooth.
It's a lot of fun. It's a convention that we put on every year in Austin, Texas. And it's like a giant celebration of our community where everyone from Rooster Teeth comes out. We put on all sorts of panels ranging from like educational stuff to like, hey, you want to get into animation? There's this. Or ranging to like, hey, we're going to drink and play Mario Party or something. And that usually doesn't go well for me and Sam. But no, it's an absolute blast, super fun celebration of you guys. So if you're looking for something to do this summer, you can head to rtxaustin.com and check it out.
Do we know who's
Coming
gonna
in
be there?
July.
Do we have
There are a couple announcements. You can head to the RTX Twitter and see who we've announced. But I know that ProZD is going to be out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, Sun Wong's coming
Is
out.
Cali Chad gonna be there?
Nope.
Damn it. I like that guy.
But I wanted
Probably
to
there.
get Callie Chad's autograph.
Everyone
It's-
does.
Never
it's-
gonna
it'll
happen.
be
I wanted to
summer.
stand in
Cali
line.
I
Chad will
swear,
certainly be there.
I would pay money to have. You know how we do the autographs thing? I would pay money to have him do autographs by himself, but he has to be Cali Chad. It'd be so fucking. You know how many people would turn out for that? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a Cali Chad meetup,
Let's do that.
No.
and we're gonna ambush him somewhere.
I can set up a Callie Chad panel.
hate
Oh yes,
Let's do it.
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Do that.
Against his will. He doesn't even.
You have a choice.
I mean, once it's scheduled, you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
You got to be there.
Yeah, let's do that.
All
Cali
right,
Chad.
it's time to talk about what's going on.
Oh, yay. What the fuck is going on? It's crappies,
this episode
crappies
is
versus Poncocks
such
versus Waffelis.
What?
What the fuck?
Waffelis. That's an Italian waffle, Torian. It's the Waffelli.
Did you just call them pancocks? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
That's a different.
There was nothing in there.
I know that was
right.
that's the game.
So
Okay.
that's the game, Ben.
I hold
It's all
hardly. expect-
psychological warfare.
All right, so we're playing Russian roulette. There you go.
No,
That's
I know the
not-
next one's gonna fire.
No, it might not. Oh wait, no. You got to take all the. Sorry, you only have to have
Yeah,
one
it's,
in
you,
there.
you can't have all but
Also,
one.
You
That's
can
the
like
worst.
totally see it. It's not like it's very hidden.
Come on, don't. You got to be a good sport. Don't look at it.
Jesus. So right
Can
before
you
we're gonna
even
go live,
spin it?
we're gonna talk about in the middle segment, and Jordan just randomly suggests it's National Pancake Day, so you can talk about crepes versus waffles versus pancakes. And we're like, what? And then we
That's not. What are you?
he's playing spin the bottle with the gun.
No, this is
Playing
Russian roulette. There you go.
And you can, yeah, okay.
Uh-oh.
Have you never played Russian
It's
roulette
not
before, Chad?
loaded.
Clearly, everybody should try it at one
It
time.
doesn't do
No.
it.
you gotta pull
cock
it.
it.
Don't.
You gotta cock it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It moved. It moved.
No, you didn't do a good job. That
Oh
one.
no.
That one's gonna
Don't
fire.
do it.
Yeah.
It's gonna fire.
No.
It's, you can see
Yeah,
it.
but
You
but
can
then
see
you lose. Actually,
Okay, now let's talk about conversations.
So anyway, that's funny because we were like, no, we don't want to do that. For talking about the crepes versus waffles versus pancakes, and Jordan's like, well, it's on the progress bar.
We were going to talk about, what were we going to talk about?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the-
dude,
the-
Well, hang on. We have to answer the question first.
Oh,
waffles.
It's
waffles,
French toast.
Probably.
Waffles.
French toast.
I mean, okay,
That's
see,
not an option right now.
I don't give a fuck.
it's an option. We're talking about this shit. It's an option. So
Last minute edition French toast. Okay, on to the next subject. That thing is loud. Let's not.
let's talk about. Okay, so on this thing, like the only thing I have against waffles is that they don't come in a large amount of varieties. Pancakes come in a ludicrous amount of varieties. Crepes,
Everything that you can
crepes
do
are
with
the
a pancake,
hardest
you can
one
do with
to
a
do
waffle.
well. Like great crepes are great,
Chad
but a lot of
is right,
times you
yeah.
get mediocre crepes.
Right.
Not true. You don't see the options around a lot.
Right, but you can do
You
it.
can make it yourself.
Technic-
Technically, and that's why I did say waffle. I still went with waffle. Also, it's just like waffle is just like a person with a little bit of OCD. It's their pancake. I can regiment the amount of syrup I want
Yeah.
in each bite and stuff.
Yep.
Like we're on board.
Also,
waffle's
they're
just
crispy.
great.
And it's a fun word to say.
Yeah, with fairly, I know. But let's talk about that other thing we were going to talk about. All right, which I
With
believe
belly.
is
Well, no.
Flat
Hang on. Before we get to that, because we need to do this at some point every week. Let's look at the fan art of the week.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right when
I love that you
Gerardo
waited
walked
before
away.
Gerardo
Right,
just
yeah.
gets up to go do something, and then you call for him to
Fan art. Fan
I
art.
don't know if you can hear Gerardo's sad sigh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
No, it's
Oh, that's
awesome.
dope as fuck.
Oh, shit.
That's
this
pretty
is for
cool.
the community death
Community
battle
death
last
That's really
week.
good. Wow, yeah.
Diva
That's
versus
gangster.
Penny.
I like
That's
it.
dope.
That was really cool.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
This I remember tweeting about that. That was something that the dude had gotten commissioned,
That's gangster.
or she
yeah.
got commissioned, whatever.
It's very cool.
yeah.
Really cool.
You can make waffles crispy though. That's what I like.
That's true. Well, yeah, okay. They can have much more of a crunch than pancakes typically allow.
Yeah, pancakes
There
are
is
boring. They're the
bit of a
missionary of
different-
breakfast
okay,
foods.
But when I make them at home, though, there's one thing to be said about pancakes because pancakes aren't limited by the mold.
True.
And they can be
Guys,
much fluffier.
Guys,
Yeah.
I think Big Boss of Moss in the chat does have an argument that beats everybody. He says waffles are pancakes with abs. So
That's pretty funny.
end of argument.
No, nailed it.
All right. Well,
Pancakes
what was
with
the thing
abs.
that we were
Oh,
going to talk about
well,
other than that?
Charter's like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I was like, "Well, I fixed my microwave, and also I watched a documentary on flat Earth.
Oh,
that
that's
really
what this
pissed me
thing.
off.
Chad versus
On
Flat
Netflix?
Earthers Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's do this.
That's what he
Part
wrote.
two.
That's
what
what's written down here.
Part two. Like, wait, you're talking about the
Was there a
the
part one? I
documentary
don't
on
remember
Netflix?
part one.
Way back, I'd mentioned.
What
I
is
think
it
it was
called?
on. I think it was on.
It's on Netflix, right?
On Tryhard. I think
Yeah,
it was on
flat
Tryhard.
Earth people, yeah.
And I mentioned flat Earth, and I was like, I'm just genuinely curious, like how people believe that, like in this day and age when we have
Yeah.
science and stuff, and then I got like a bunch of people like tweeting at me and stuff. So here goes round two.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit!
Is it called Ahead of the Curve?
It's
or
something.
like that?
Yes.
There's- yeah,
it's something
there's
like that.
there's
Behind the curve or something like
there's
that.
There's
So,
a Flat
yeah.
Earth documentary on Netflix.
Listen.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
If people can believe whatever they want to believe,
Uh-oh. But
but please, if you're following and you're listening to a person that wears a T-shirt that says "I am Mark Sargent," so that you know that it's if a guy wears a T-shirt with his own name on it,
His
he's
ego.
not in it because he actually believes it. He's in it for his own fame and shit, and that should just be a giant warning sign. God, it drove me nuts. The guy's
The
fucking
documentary, though, also, not to cut you off, but it made these people look like they were, like, prominent-ish figures, and then I went and looked up, like, their YouTubes
I
and
did
stuff. Not very large.
No, not at all.
What is this
I
documentary
was
called?
like, oh, thank God.
I think it's called like Behind the Curve or something like that. It's on Netflix. You can
I
check
think
it out. But, like,
Yeah, just
also-
Netflix Flat Earth,
okay.
you'll get it.
so the best. Okay, the editor. I want to like whoever edited this deserves
Oh,
like
bravo,
a fucking
bravo.
high five. There are great moments. Like there
There's
are
some
fantastic
fucking
cuts in this,
funny
man.
moments.
My favorite one is it's this guy Mark Sargent and this lady, and they're like prominent, flat Earth podcasters. They do a podcast together, or whatever, and they go to NASA. Okay, as like their let's laugh at all the fake stuff, right? And so they come across a thing and like the suit or something, and like it was broken. Okay, this is important. So then. They go into this little warehouse and they're like, nobody's ever done this before. And they yell out, "The earth is flat." And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. And then they go to a simulator and they both sit in it and they're just hitting the screen like a million times, like, you can't even start it. Like, it's broken just like everything else. See, they don't even have funding. How could they go to the moon if they can't, or whatever the hell? Like, they can't, blah, blah, blah. Everything's broken. And the editor just cuts to in between them, giant fucking start button that they missed.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's so many moments like that you're just like, bravo.
So, oh my God, there's one at the end. Like, there's this juicy bit because this guy Mark Sargent is obviously in all this shit for his ego.
Yeah.
And then so at the end they're asking him essentially like in an interview style, and he's got like this suit on and shit, and he looks like an asshole because they're at like a flat Earth convention. And
How many people go to flat Earth conventions?
It is quite small. I think they were talking about like we've got like 60 people already registered at one point.
I think it was 1,000 or so at the end. But
how many people are there specifically because they believe it?
A lot, it looked like.
Well,
They're
yeah,
pretty
it looks like most people go in with like a guarded like kind of curiosity, like what's this thing about, and then there's a couple people that are like, yeah, it is. Tell them, fuck science.
He's talking about like, could you ever be convinced otherwise? And he's like, yeah, if there was, if I saw evidence with my own eyes, like I'm not insane, like I would believe it. And then they ask him, why do you think all the people who like know but live in this round world, like, essentially powerful people in the government doesn't change anything? He's like, let me ask you questions. Like, the Truman Show. It's like Truman leaves the bubble he's in because he knows he has nothing to lose. The mayor of that town wouldn't leave because the mayor of that town has money and cars and women and everything. So, of course, he wouldn't leave. And then the guy's like, well, aren't you kind of the mayor of Flat Earth now? And he looks so happy for a second, and then he realizes what that entitles, and it's fucking beautiful.
That's hilarious.
It's so good.
And here's the thing that invalidates the whole deal. They have like there's
Not the
basically
one thing?
they basically have Mythbusters for Flat Earth. Okay. That's what they do.
It's
They
really
do.
fun.
Wait,
they
the
do-
flat earthers have a
Yes,
Mythbusters.
they have their own. They have their own
shit.
Mythbusters.
Okay.
That is like how they prove that the Earth is flat with science, right? And my favorite one was they're like, if the Earth is a globe and if it's rotating, if we get they like somebody sent them like what was it called?
It's a $20,000 laser gyroscope.
Yes, a laser gyroscope. And so they were like, so here's the theory. So if we put it down, if the Earth is actually a globe and is rotating, it'll, after this amount of time, it will register like this many degrees of
15
rotation.
degrees every hour. 'cause
Right?
It spins, yeah.
And he's like, so we put it out there, and then we opened up and we looked at it, and it said 15 degrees of rotation. So that really set us back, but we were convinced that and I'm like, you fucking idiots.
So they go put it into like some sort of like an iron box or something like that because they think that there's a dome over the disc that is a projector, and so they think that's messing with it, and then that doesn't work. It still registers 15 degrees. So they're trying to like crowdfund a bismuth case to make sure that it doesn't get any like external readings. And then there's these guys at the end that do this test. They're like, all right, we'll have these 3 posts, like X amount of like, if the Earth is actually curved this much, we'll have these 3 posts, and we'll get a really strong light and shine it through a hole with like a light-sensitive camera lens. And like, if it's not curved, you'll be able to hold the light at 4 feet, and it'll go through the 4 feet hole on the other side. But if it is curved, you'll have to hold it at 8 feet to go through this hole. And then so they do it, and of course, like the Earth is curved. And then they're just like, they're all sitting there like, interesting. And then they cut to them on a podcast and they're like, well, at first we thought maybe, that was some evidence, but then the guy in the middle said it was hitting leaves. And they just ended that. Dude, leaves been light? Like, when do leaves been fucking light? The fuck are you talking about? Like, it's insane.
That's
Yeah.
years, Sam.
But in one
Pseudo-Udo bin's like-
one real
Pseudo-Udo's
scientist-
leave. Yeah, he just jumps in there and fucks that shit up.
Just look at him; it's perfect reflection.
There is one like real scientist in the whole thing that completely changed my opinion, and he just says like, don't be assholes to these people or else they're always going to be alienated and never come to the actual right side. And that stuck with me pretty strong. I was like, okay, you're right. Like, let's not be assholes.
Well,
And
I
I'm
just-
not. Like, I can understand people questioning things.
As we dedicate a whole segment of the show.
No,
to
we're no.
It's very
No,
hard.
like,
I
okay,
just
so
think you're
I'm gonna
confused, like,
so the flat Earth thing, it's very easy for it to be like, you're weird, right, or whatever. I would like to believe they're just a bunch of like free thinkers to the extreme. Like like that's totally cool, right? I think it's very healthy to have a bit of skepticism about whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever that's told to you or that you read or whatever.
Right.
The flat Earth thing, like, when it gets to a point to where they're doing like silly tests like this,
See,
I totally get your free thinking, but you just
Well, yeah,
proved yourself wrong.
that's what
you
I'm mad
can
about.
do so many fucking tests yourself and do the experiment and be like, oh yeah, there you go.
That is like the fundamentals of bad science is trying to do an experiment to prove your hypothesis as opposed to just doing an experiment to see what the result is, right? Like that thing is like they're not trying to just see if this is actually if the Earth is curved or if the Earth is flat. They're trying to prove the Earth is flat, and that is something that is very different.
Sure.
And it's like that it's just mind blowing. They're like even these.
But does that come from the stigma that people believe that they're crazy to begin with? So
yeah, and I mean,
don't
Maybe they need to
believe-
prove it, but like I
Yeah.
don't know. But like it's like
It's-
when you get the results that prove it, you're just like
there's
come on.
apparently so in one of the bigger things, like I guess the guy that wrote like the really famous book in there
that they all
is
talk
like,
about. Yeah.
he has like another thing because they asked us like, oh, if it's a disc, what's the disc on? And they said it's on the back of a giant like turtle. And then so
Wait a minute.
yeah,
What?
but this is where it gets like wow, like this is like the far fringes. And then,
Whoa.
like, I guess the concept for that is like, well, what's the turtle on?
I was just about to say, like, is he flying?
And then the answer is on top of another turtle, and like I guess there's a book that's just
Holy
turtles all the way down.
shit.
Is what it's called. Like, it's just
Holy
and it
shit.
doesn't make any sense.
That
'cause,
just
like,
blew my mind.
I mean that's like some old Greek mythology stuff.
right.
Like
Yeah,
Atlas
yeah,
carrying
yeah.
the planet.
Why a
or whatever,
turtle?
or
Yeah.
Prometheus carrying the
I
planet.
think it's because it's old mythology. But,
yeah, even an old why a turtle?
but yeah,
I think
in
that's
like
a
I don't
thing
know,
in-
Because it's got a
in
shell so you
some
can balance
mythology.
the disc on, dude. Come on.
in turtles all the way down.
I can think of
Is how it
cooler
works.
monsters or animals that would be more awesome to house our planet than
I
a
don't
turtle.
know. Is there?
What if someone tries to eat our planet? You can't get away. It's a fucking turtle.
What like Galactus is gonna fucking show up?
I fucking hope he
and
doesn't.
eat the flat Earth like a pizza?
I hope he
He's a
doesn't because we can't get away.
Galactic Shredder seems more apt, but yeah.
So the turtle, not world tour.
I just
The
World turtle.
The world
The world
turtle
turtle.
or the cosmic turtle
Hey, word
has
turtle.
been a thing for looks like several hundred years, maybe thousands, in India and China, like mythology and stuff. So it's a thing that's it's an idea that's existed
Sure.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably stemming from before we had the technology to learn or the math to learn that the world is flat
Yeah, I
or it
still
is
even
round.
think-
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I'm exposed.
Oh no, Ben's been assimilated.
At what point did some guy 2,000 years ago just be like, like, do you think it's like a big rock? And then they were like, nah, def the back of a turtle. Like, that guy's mad creative, but I just like, it's weird. I guess if he thought it was slightly rounded, turtle shell does make sense.
That's what's interests me the most about like weird history like that. Like who just up and got up was like, this is probably what it is.
Yep.
And then like so many people like was on board with it. Like,
I mean, a lot of those legends
makes
stem
sense.
from several like being passed down for several centuries.
Right.
Like you look at Roman mythology, and very little of it actually comes from when Rome was founded. So a lot of it deals with like these crazy theories about how Rome was founded. Oh, the founders were raised by wolves and stuff like that. So there were stories that started at the founding of Rome and then evolved into crazy shit by the end of it. So that's because Rome was around for like thousands of years. So that kind of stuff, it just evolves over time. I'm sure stories that we tell today, like 10,000 years from now, are going to be like completely different, blown out of proportion.
well, we'll see. We also have like the internet and like ledgers of everything. Like, so.
Sure. I'm talking about after, nuclear war destroys everything.
all right, bear with me. All
After the
right,
flat Earth flips over and everybody.
After
It's gonna
the
be-
turtle decides to switch shells.
this question can go one of two ways. All right,
Okay.
so like it's the year 2019, right?
That's
I
a
believe
year.
it is.
When
yes.
was the number one? Like the year,
2018 years.
No, I'm
Previously?
just saying, like what era was that?
What era?
Yeah,
Oh, like you mean like classical, Renaissance, anything like that?
yeah. Like what era? You all right, chat? Like what? Like when they were writing year one on their school papers.
There was
What era was
at the
that?
time they weren't writing year one of their school papers.
Okay, so is that caveman?
No.
Are you talking
was
about-
that caveman, motherfucker? What? Like, do you have any concept? Like, you've seen like The Life of Brian. That's pretty. Like, at least you have a picture
I
of
didn't mean
it.
to say that. It was just the first thing that couldn't have.
BC.
That was the
or
oldest
AD?
thing I could
So,
think
like,
of.
they're
That
etchings
was-
on the
I
walls
know
of
that was
caves.
millions of years. That was just the first thing that
What
came
are
up.
cavemen writing on their homework? Like, do you what?
I'm just saying. What was the year? What was
Which one?
0001? What?
We've reset.
Okay, so we reset.
We reset
Right?
time.
So what?
after Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That
during
is
the
essentially
reset.
what it is, yeah.
So
I don't
the-
know. So during the reset, when it was
So-
year one,
there was not a point when year one happened. People in year one
we
did
just
not
started
go,
at 18.
No. They did not go, okay, I'm going to write year one on my calendar. The Gregorian calendar started much later. I believe in the past,
So what number did it start at?
hang on,
They
in 1582. In the year 1582. it
They
was
just
decided-
woke up and was like, "This is 1582."
well, they were trying to put basically the concept of years down on paper, and they were like, "What's the barometer of where we start?" And they were like, "Oh, they'll start at the death of Christ." So it had been
By that point, Christianity had taken over the world, so
Right. Why 1582?
because they believed through whatever
Yeah.
means that
they were
Christ had been born
1,500.
1,582 years
Oh my
prior.
God! So that started.
This is how we have time.
That's so stupid. That's so,
Yeah, the
that's so
Gregorian
dumb.
calendar is pretty stupid.
They just fucking woke up and was like, "Damn, Ben must be 15,000 years old."
That's pretty much it.
That's
yeah.
what. That's what. I mean, 1,500 years old.
Me?
That's what our year is, and that's how we started. That's stupid.
There's a better. There's like there's a popular YouTube channel that has like a different calendar, like Kyrgyzstan. It's a really hard German word to say, but they have.
Wait, have a
the-
different calendar?
Yeah, they have I think it's probably the best YouTube channel there is. Like,
Okay,
it's
so if we
fucking
started at the
amazing,
beginning,
but-
what would be our real year?
well, that's what
We
they
don't
say.
know.
Well, no, they put it. Yeah, they put it around there because that's when we know. Right around there was the first like start of civilization
Okay.
as we would recognize
Ah,
it. So they put it there.
that's
And
a
it's
much cooler
yeah.
date. You write that?
Yeah, it sounds way more fucking futuristic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a year 21,502.
Yeah, but I mean,
it didn't sound cooler because you kind of petered out.
remember, numbering the calendar is bullshit until we can get the actual time from the Big Bang. Like that would be the gangster way to do it.
Man, that'd be
Like,
sick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Here's
All right.
just
We
many years
need
from
to
now.
move on from this.
Damn,
anyway,
I learned something new today. I didn't know. I thought the calendar, I thought it started at 1.
Another point.
You've never heard of BC?
No, yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
We don't.
started at 1.
We also don't want like the craziest calendar because, like, could you imagine doing your taxes and be like, what year is it? Oh, 31 billion.
Hang on.
Yeah, yeah.
Torian,
If you,
Torian,
wait,
Torian.
if you
I have
don't
a question
believe
for you.
any of that.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Where does the BC calendar end? What is the last year on the BC calendar?
Oh, I don't fucking know. 15, what did we say?
No, it goes backwards, B.
Damn it.
So it ends at 1, or I guess does it end at
Oh,
0?
so that's when 1 started.
I actually don't know if there's a
that-
0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a 0?
It's answered. He's like,
Okay,
so that's where
anyways.
1 started.
Wait,
All right.
okay.
Hey, guys, it's time for the community death battle.
Yeah,
No,
way to
I have
transition now.
questions. I have questions.
Google it.
BC is
That's what school was for.
no, I know. BC,
answer your
BC is before Christ, right?
I believe
That's
is.
it's not actually that, but
Okay.
it might as well
Everyone
be
calls
that.
it before
Okay,
Christ
I was
and
just
after
about to
death.
say because like that wouldn't be fair if you don't believe in that. So like, what else do you call it?
Yeah, tell that to a lot of the things that old school Christianity.
But every
forced
single
upon
person
people.
refers it like that.
Dude,
though.
Torian, liquor stores are still closed on Sunday in Texas because it's a religious day.
No, I'm just saying. But like, we talk about time like BC and all that or whatever. And if that's before Christ, if you don't think about that or believe in that, what else do you call it?
Then you lose your concept of time, Torian.
well, no,
No,
I mean,
Is there another word or
Like-
term for it?
like you know how you always hear shit about like Chinese New Year and shit.
Yeah.
Like people don't. They mainly almost entirely follow the Gregorian calendar, but they still keep track of their ancient calendar as well.
Got you.
And that shit, like, I don't know what year they're on, but they're not on fucking 2019. You know, they're doing their own thing.
For sure.
It's a fucking calendar. The arbitrary dates we've put on it doesn't fucking really.
We
put some fucking dates on it.
Absolutely.
And that's work.
I totally get that. I'm just trying to like, what other term instead of BC could you use or exist?
BC is before Christ, but AD is not after.
That's
death.
what it is. It's after. It's AD that always messes with me.
For some reason, well, it must not be BC previously, because that doesn't make any sense. Because AD, it looks like it's a Latin phrase, which does make sense, meaning Anno Domini.
Ooh.
I don't know how to speak Latin. That means in the year of our Lord.
Year of Yep.
So
So like if you don't, if you don't dabble in any of that, like what do you call it? They got to be like a scientific.
well,
Just BC. No one gives a shit about
Okay,
it.
you're right.
at
you
this
just
point, nobody
BC.
cares.
Okay,
Like,
I got you.
you don't, when you write the year on your school paper or whatever, you don't write
AD.
2019 AD.
Oh, that'd be sick if you,
You just
did.
wait
though.
till-
I mean, you can.
You should
technically,
get,
that
like,
would be
an extra
correct.
point. You should be like, yeah, that's fucking knows
Okay,
the details.
but guys-
like, you got it.
Okay, great.
Guys,
thank
Community
you.
death battle. Let's move
I
on.
know now.
We're
wasn't
spending
here
too
last
much time on this. It's our community death battle. As always, we reach out to you guys for every week's community death battle, and this time it is Nick Fury versus Big Boss.
What about BC versus AD? We got technology, but BC
80
got
is way better.
dinosaurs.
No, yeah, dude, we would fuck a dinosaur up.
BC's got like millions of years, and we got
I kind
2,000.
of feel like everybody's like, oh, if a dinosaur escaped, it would be like, it would wreak havoc. I'd be like,
No, it wouldn't.
It would be fucking
No,
decimated.
we will fuck a dinosaur up.
Well, before that, like if a dinosaur just spawned like across the street, it's not gonna get across the street. It's gonna hit some fucking power lines. And
and then someone's gonna like
Out.
run into it. Like someone's just gonna take it
Let's
out.
talk about this fucking Nick Fury shit.
So,
first
we
one
got
comes
some
from
answers from
people.
you guys. Let's go ahead and bring up the
got one more in
answer
there.
for Nick Fury from Alex Taphorn. And Alex says, Big Boss is tough, but he is flesh and bone.
Flesh and stone.
I didn't know that about Nick Fury.
Fury has a wide variety of gadgets he could use to stay alive long enough to dispatch him, such as the Hypno Ray, a bulletproof suit, a bullet-repelling watch, a belt that holds up his what? And a belt that holds up his pants? What? Is that really what it says?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Big Boss's fate is shield.
Big Boss's fate is
I'm leaving.
Wait, why does the belt holding up his pants have anything to do with
That's
don't
fucking
want
important.
you don't
Have
want
you
your
tried to find your
trousers
pants falling down?
You don't want your trousers falling.
Okay, what's the thing
Okay.
for Solid Snake?
So Big Boss of Moss, who is in the chat, has an answer for Big Boss.
Of course he does.
Naturally.
It's a good old
And Big Boss says that Big Boss has survived torture from Volgin, whose body contains 10 million volts of electricity. He defeated the Cocoon Mech, which tried to crush him with several hundred pounds per square inch, and defeated the boss in single combat. Big Boss is too fast and too furious for Nick Fury.
That's funny.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Big Boss. He knows what he's talking
What's
about.
happening here?
I like.
This is a little like.
Is it a video?
Oh look.
Oh, this is when he was being.
Holy shit!
What? Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with Solid Snake.
What the fuck?
Wait, what is this from? Gerardo.
This is Peace
Oh,
Walker.
this is Peace Walker.
Holy
That's why I don't
shit.
recognize it.
It's massive.
Wow.
Is this the Cocoon Mech? Is that what this is?
Good God, it's massive, dude. That's fucking
Dang,
nuts.
it comes up off the ground too when he does that.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh, it's
fuck.
that thing. Oh my God. What the
Okay,
hell?
All right,
There's no
sure,
way.
yeah,
I
okay,
kinda
yeah,
wanna-
Solid Snake.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
say like Nick Fury's probably got some comic shit that's nuts, but like that's
Well,
fucking
Nick
wild.
Fury later kills the Vision, or not Vision. Like, what is it? The Watcher, and like gets like insane like cosmic powers and
Yeah.
shit. But
We did.
not that Nick Fury.
We did try to clarify that we were only using any Nick Fury based on Sam Jackson, so Ultimate in the movies.
Oh.
Mm.
All right.
I don't know if
Then
this is
fucking-
specifically from that, but
Then
Solid
Big
Snake.
Boss, definitely.
Big
Yeah.
Boss, same shit.
For sure. And like, Nick Fury might have comic book shit going on, but like Metal Gear is pretty much anime. Like,
Yeah.
so there's probably somewhere
When's that new Metal Gear game come out? The one that's made by the Square people?
Square people.
I'll send it to you after this. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I didn't know. It was,
Square?
yeah, send me that.
I don't even know that.
It's a bunch of people from the Metal Gear Solid team that left, and now we're working at Square making a game that looks
super
Is it
fucking Metal Gear.
Justice or Left Alive?
Yeah,
Is
Left
it?
Alive. Like
I
the
thought it was
fucking art
Justice.
for it. Have you seen the art? It is just Metal Gear.
Justice
Like,
looks cool though. I like Justice.
So, but just back on topic.
Solid.
Big Boss.
Big boss.
Big Boss.
You
I mean,
guys
same. They definitely scaled
just
each other.
Unanimous.
That one feat is enough for you guys to think Big Boss has it.
Sure.
Yeah, and he
I
fights like
mean-
Metal Gears all the time.
My thing is
fine.
who's showing us the goods from the community, and that was Big Boss showed up and showed us some dope shit, and
Yep.
like that was an impressive fucking feat. So yeah, I think they've prevented the best evidence.
Presented.
Prevented it?
The best
Presented. What did I say?
He said prevented.
You said
the best
prevented,
evidence.
like-
Oh no, they presented the best evidence.
We'll prevent the evidence from
Yep.
happening. All right, aka Flat Earth.
All right. Well, we all. Yeah.
Whoa.
Let's look at a poll. Is that what we do?
Yes, that's
now?
what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that?
I would
Holy
say Metal Gear has
That's
to
a
be
boy.
like.
Why
Got
did
it.
we? I see a check mark. I see a check mark.
Gerardo voted again.
Why are we voting on our own poll?
Compromising the integrity of the
Man,
Throw it out. Start
I was
over.
just about to say our case will be thrown out.
Oh yeah, you know Gerardo's a big Metal Gear fan.
We're
too.
all going to jail.
It was only 1 out of 1,690, so it
That's
doesn't
true.
really affect the poll. It's not
No.
like 3 people voted and we skewed
No.
the fuck out of it.
I
Like,
just,
but it's
I
still
just-
shady.
I just,
It
yeah,
is
it is.
shady.
It is a little shady seeing that check mark there. You can even
you-
just Photoshop it out.
you
Nobody
have
would have to know.
I know if the poll
Definitely
hasn't
coulda just
ended
did that.
though, you have to vote to see the results. So like, I feel
Not
like,
if you
yeah.
post it yourself, which
Real
we
quick,
Yeah, there you
do.
go.
Gerardo, did you vote on your personal account and on the Death Battle account?
You cannot vote on your personal on the Death Battle account.
Oh,
Because
okay,
you made
got
the
it.
poll, so he voted on his
He
personal account,
took the
Got it.
picture using his account,
which
Got
is
it.
reasonable. I think that's fine.
but I don't vote on our polls.
Yeah, but I
I
think
don't-
He doesn't vote on
Gerardo's.
our poll.
Gerardo
I don't even
can
follow
vote
our
on it.
He
channel.
votes on our polls, probably. I don't know.
I don't even follow our channel.
Oh.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching another episode of Death Battle Cast, guys. Next week we have a new death community death
no
battle.
idea what we're doing.
This one, I didn't even know we were doing this until literally right before we sat down.
Oh, yes!
I don't know these characters.
Oh yes,
but
pull it up.
oh, okay.
That sounds like
Torian's
a
gonna
Torian.
introduce.
Woo! Shit.
Is that?
It's Nico from Devil May Cry 5, greatest action game ever made, and Sydney from Final Fantasy 15, arguably a pretty good RPG.
Arguably a pretty good RPG. Okay,
So,
that's an
Torian,
understatement.
do they fight though?
Now they don't fight. They help the people they make stuff for the people who do
So
fight.
what is this?
Who's the
community-
best? Who has the best mechanical skills?
I think
you know
he's
Sydney.
made the best shit. Yeah.
Sydney can she can build a Rolls Royce and put monster tires on it and a jetpack on it. But Nico, she's like mimicking demon technology on this guy, and her grandmother made ebony and ivory. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Her grandmother
So,
did that.
The song?
This is
No, the guns.
I know. Dude, it's funny.
this is a
It's pretty cool.
mechanic battle.
Yeah.
A mechanic
Mhm.
off.
Like we
Good
can
at
compare like what they made was better, like more powerful. You know how smart they are. How they
Can we coin the term she-canics?
Yeah, she-canics.
Why
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
call
I'm
it out?
trying.
Why-
I'm
why-
just trying. I'm
She
trying to
can't.
do things. Can we
No,
close
I like
out?
it.
It's not like they're men canning.
can't.
No, we
Face
can't
the
close out
guy.
now. We got to.
Mechanics.
Okay, if you want to let us know who you think is the better mechanic,
Or the best girl.
or could
Punch.
Punch-
She's gonna win that fight.
punch the other one out in the fight.
One of them was
Um,
presenting their boobs.
I don't know. One of them
Jesus
is like
Christ. That's a
super
strong
southern though.
argument.
That's kind of cool.
They're both somewhat southern.
One of them is a chain
okay,
smoker. though.
okay.
I might
Everybody
say.
calm
Get that
down
on cast.
here.
It's supposed to be on the
Shush.
screen.
Everybody
but I
calm
forgot to
down
turn
here.
it on.
If you would like to let us know who you think is the superior mechanic or potentially punch the other one's face, you can please don't shoot me in the face with the gun. Please let us know using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We will have a poll on the Death Battle Twitter page up later on in the week, and you can vote on that like Gerardo likes to. And
Oh shit!
Call it out.
and we will discuss it next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, are you on next week?
I don't know. I can be.
You're like the only one who knows anything about these characters.
What? Sam played Final Fantasy 15.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, good. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.